Shannon, did you agree with the Bills' decision to kick it deep? What do you got?
There was nothing you could do, Skip. There's nothing you could do. Skip, I heard a tale a man in Africa says if a black mama bites you and you're out in the Serengeti, he said you just go sit up under a tree and die like a man. When my homeboy get that ball at the end of the game, just go ahead and take that punishment like a man. You know it's inevitable, bound to occur, that which cannot be avoided. Victory is in his hands.
You did not answer Jenny's question.
No, they did it right, Skip. Because you're assuming that the kicker, see, everybody's assuming if you squib it, he's going to pinpoint it, put it down at the 5-yard line, and they're going to pick it up and run. You're taught in situations like this, at least, and I played special teams for 3 years. I was on the kick return team. You fall on it. People, the ball, even if he squibs it, as long as no one touches it, the clock doesn't start. The moment somebody jumps on it, they're going to give themselves up. So let's just say for the sake of argument, they got the ball back with 13 seconds. He squibs it. Somebody jumps on it. Now, what happens he squibs it? Because you got 5 guys at the 50. You probably got 2 at the 40, 2 at the 20, and then you got your returner. I think that's 5, 7, 9. Yeah, I think that's right. Maybe 5, 3, 2, and 1. Something like that. But what happens, Skip? You squib that ball. You saw what happened when tried to overkick it, and what did he do? Tampa guy kicked it out of bounds. So now you give them the ball at the 40. And then you're going to say, why didn't you just kick the ball out of the end zone? Skip, that was the best defense in football, pass defense, by a long way. They gave up the fewest pass yards since those old Jets team with Rex Ryan and Revis and our guy Croak. Skip, the guy just made a play. I don't believe you should squib in that situation. You kick the ball off. Skip, if your defense, I'm a firm believer of this, Skip, in a trip set, you got to press somebody, because what happens, Skip, is that they got 3 receivers to the left, and they let Tyreek catch it with 2 blockers. And then all they did was flip the formation. Buffalo called another timeout. Okay, they flipped the formation, put Kelsey to the open side by himself. Skip, why would the corner open up like that? He has a timeout, so who cares if he gets out of bounds? If he doesn't get out of bounds, he still has a timeout. You got to press that. Let him have a free release. He widens it. Mahomes sticks it on him. He catches it, gets down, gets a timeout. Bucker walks on, kicks the game-time field goal. They win the toss, and he goes boom, 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 touchdown, game over. No, Skip, I don't believe he should have squibbed it. I believe he did the right thing. In that situation, Buffalo, you have Skip, they're number 1 across the board on defense. Skip, you mean to tell me you can't stop a man with 13 seconds? But we shouldn't be surprised, because remember, Skip, in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, he would have got a 32-yard. I think he had a 32 seconds, but he had a timeout, and he went and got a field goal. So we shouldn't be surprised. But 13 seconds, Skip, that's not on the field goal. That's not on the special teams. That's on your defense. That was poor situational football on the defensive side, and that's all I got to say about that. But I wouldn't have squibbed it. I'd have kicked it off and say, defense, make a play.
Okay, my turn. I will give you that both of these still young quarterbacks played sensational games. We get that. But I thought Josh Allen played a little better than Mahomes. That's just me. Played well enough that he deserved to win the game, because it looked like he had made the last play with last at-bats. But Mahomes still had 13 seconds left. What did Buffalo do on the very opening drive of the game? They kept going for it. They went twice, went for it.
Because they knew.
Okay, because they're saying we're up against that. So we got to score a touchdown. Similarly, you have to reverse the thinking. You have to say, they do have that nuclear weapon over there. We haven't been able to stop them the whole game. We must make them handle the football. Even if it's 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 4 seconds, they're huge seconds when it's down to 13 seconds. So the worst thing that can happen on a squib kick to me is if you line drive it and one of the front line, I don't know if you were ever on the front line.
I was, that's what I was, yes.
Okay, if you snag it, that's big trouble, because if you snag it and go down with it, now they're going to get the ball. Where did you line up? Right around the 50. Okay, that's no good.
No good.
But if you pooch kick it, more like a pooch punt,
right.
If you just hit a pop-up kick.
Yeah, you talk the fair catch it then.
Okay, well, either way. But if you can get the ball to drop somewhere in between and make it bounce on its oblong nose, that football, as you well know, can bounce as crazily as any ball that's ever been invented, because it's invented to bounce wild, right?
Yeah.
And if you can make it drop on the turf at some point, it's going to go sideways. It's going to go. Who knows where it might go, and who knows what somebody on the Chiefs might panic and try to do with it. Pick it up and run with it for 2 yards?
No.
Well, how many mistakes do we see on special teams?
Right.
Okay.
You do see that a lot, Skip, but you're taught in a situation like that because you're not going to run it back. They want you to handle the ball. So what you automatically do, you fair catch it. If it's in the air, if it comes to you on the ground, you just go down and give yourself up. So let's just say they do that. Now it's 12 seconds instead of 13. They still had 2 seconds to spare when they kicked the field goal.
I believe that you could get 3 seconds off the clock if you can get the ball to hit the ground somewhere in the middle of the formation of return team.
Right.
Somewhere in the middle. It's going to cost you 2 or 3 seconds.
Skip, here's the thing. The clock doesn't start until someone touches it.
I got it, but something's going to go wrong. You have high degree of error on a play like that because the ball's going to bounce funny, and somebody's going to go try to fall on it or pick it up for just a second to make sure they secure it.
Right.
I'm just saying, every second is precious. And all of a sudden, you kick it through the end zone, and obviously 0 time goes off.
Right.
And now it's 1st and 10 at the 25.
Right.
And on the first play, if we could see what he did, it's with 13 seconds left.
A trip set.
He goes to Tyreek.
Right.
For 19 of the easiest yards you'll ever see. It's like, oh, thank you. We'll take that. 19 yards. This is 13 seconds left in the game. Here we go. 19 yards. It's just like, well, is anybody going to tackle him? I don't know. Here we go again. Oh, this is to Kelsey.
That's Kelsey.
And he's just like, he runs free. He just runs free. And I'm saying, what are you doing?
See, this is why I say you press one guy.
Tyreek first. Okay, these are 2 of the easiest throws Patrick had all game. He's wide open. You know what? As much as I love how the 2 young quarterbacks played, I've seen better defense played in NBA All-Star teams games, right?
Well, the last 2 minutes was crazy.
Okay. Okay, to your point, Buffalo is ranked number 1 in points allowed, number 1 in yards allowed, number 1 on third down conversions. And I'm thinking,
number 1 in pass defense.
Where are you? And I've always thought those 2 safeties, Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, I always think of them as the best safety tandem because they've been around, they're smart, they're good tacklers, they're physical players, and they usually get to the right place at the right time. I don't even know if they were playing in the last 2 minutes. Nobody tackled anybody.
Well, Skip, if you think about it, Skip, the play they hit Tyreek on the touchdown, they're playing cover 5, 22 man. They're the trail technique. What happens is Tyreek, Skip, he doesn't nod. He speed cuts it and beats him across his face.
Okay, let's see this because this is Mahomes' best throw of the day. This is not an easy throw. All the other ones were easy. If we could see this one, what time is it? It's 1:13 left.
Right.
1:13 left. This is a 64-yard touchdown to Tyreek. And if you can find anybody who tries to tackle him, you're ahead of me.
Well, here's the thing, Skip.
Sweet throw.
It's over.
And then is anybody going to get in front of him?
Skip.
Nobody gets in front of him.
They should have threw a flag.
He's the cheetah. He's
Skip.
Okay.
They should have threw a flag.
Okay.
Remember, you can't do that anymore, Skip. He pieced him out.
He did.
I think the official says I can't do it. The official says I can't do it in this situation, Skip.
Well, you could.
He theoretically, by the letter of the law, Skip, that's unsportsmanlike conduct.
And he actually did it before he crossed the goal line, so you could theoreally
take the touchdown.
Taken the touchdown away.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I'll give you that. But in the end, I won't give you the bunch of no-tackling defenders that the Bills suddenly had on the field because I don't know what they're doing. And usually in a game like this, against a defense like this, you're going to have contested catches.
Right.
There are no contested catches down the stretch.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. If you go back and look at Mahomes and the way he's played, a lot of times he was playing good in games before this game, and he would take a chance, like, I can take a chance here. If you watch him yesterday, he took no chances. He took the flat.
Well, he played clean. He didn't turn over. Nobody turned over.
Remember that time they played Sunday night? He had to turn over 4 times.
He did.
They turned it over 4 times. So what happened yesterday? He took whatever they get. I'll take McKinnon in the flat. I'll take Tyreek short. I'll take Kelsey short. Nothing pushed down the field. You cannot let Tyreek catch the ball. He let Tyreek catch it on the dead run. They let Mecole Hardman catch it on the shallow cross, Skip. Okay. You can't let those guys catch it on the run like that.
To your point, now it goes to overtime. They lose the toss and they lose the game.
You know it's over, Skip.
All right, so Mahomes gets it, and let's see what happened in overtime, shall we? Because the first pass is just 5 yards to Pringle. That's pretty easy. That's just pitch and catch. And then here we go.
Look at this throw here, Skip.
Kelsey,
that throw, people don't realize how hard it is. That's to the left.
Okay, that was on 3rd and 1, actually. And then here we go with the little screen. He set this up very well.
He did.
And it was a nice throw.
McKinnon has been a godsend.
He has been a godsend. And then this is a short one to Tyreek just to keep him a little honest. And then here comes the play in question.
This is the Mecole.
Nobody,
Skip, you can let him get a running start.
Is anybody home?
No.
Is anybody home? How can you?
Somebody got picked off. Somebody got picked off by
come
Kelsey.
On. And then this is the touchdown.
That's beautiful.
Okay. Well, it's just
nothing you can do with that.
Okay. All right. That's as easy a touchdown drive as you will ever see because nobody is contested anywhere.
Right.
And again, I give Patrick high marks because you got poise, you got vision, you got accuracy, but the flip to Mecole, he's just wide open. He just almost like flicked it to him, like shot put it here.
Right.
Just make sure you catch this because I don't see anybody home over there.
But see, the thing is, Skip, when you got Tyreek and you got Kelsey on one side, Skip, they're going to command so much attention, and now all of a sudden we sneak Mecole out the backside. All the eyes, Tyreek, because we just saw what Tyreek did. We know what Kelsey. He ain't going to throw. Damn, who got Mecole? Nobody. You better hope somebody get over there, and now you're at their mercy. Skip, look. We saw this in the AFC Championship game. Tom Brady got the ball, and Mahomes never touched it. When a team is hot and they get the ball, now we saw it on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys got the ball, Skip, and they went 3 and out.
They went 3 and out.
And Oakland got the ball, go down the field and get a field goal.
Yep, because Dak missed Noah Brown, threw it wide and outside to Noah Brown.
So it can't, Skip, the defenses you can stop an offense. But Mahomes had, considering the way he was playing, and considering he had just gone down, got 44 yards in 13 seconds, got a game-tying field goal, the likelihood of you stopping him in that situation isn't very good. Because at that point in time, Skip, if I'm Buffalo, Skip, you're like, what? We had this game. Skip, you saw him after Allen threw that touchdown. They're hugging on the sideline, like looking in the crowd, like they say it's over. 13 seconds. Skip, you're demoralized. Skip, how do you, like you said, how do you bounce back after that, Skip? When you just had the game, you're 13 seconds away from playing an AFC Championship game in Buffalo. Skip, how do you come back from that? You're not coming back from that.
Okay, so there was much consternation after the game about should they change the overtime rules. Obviously, if you get it and you go score with it, it's over.
Right.
Okay, usually I don't mind that because if you have half a defense, you should be able to stop them from scoring a touchdown. Yeah, they have to score. They have to get it in the end zone to stop the game, okay?
Right.
And they went down as easy breezy as you'll ever see a touchdown drive. Well, now I don't have a lot of sympathy for your defense. I do have sympathy for your quarterback because he played well enough to deserve a chance. Just on principle alone, would I have liked to see, in this case, Josh Allen get his last at bat?
Right.
Sure. Could he have gone down and scored? Well, the way the game was going, probably would have.
Because considering, Skip, the way they were playing this game, every 4th and short, they went for it. Hell, they were going for it on 4th and 13. They went for it on 4th and 8. They went for it on 4th and 5, 4th. It didn't matter because they said, you know what, kicking field goals and punting is not going to beat Patrick Mahomes in this building. We know that. And the way he's playing, he's not taking risks, so the opportunity for turnovers aren't going to be there. So we're not going to steal possessions from him. So we've got to go for it. I give them huge credit. Skip, Gabe Davis. Skip, who is he? How the hell he got the most in the 100-year history of the NFL? How does he got the most receivers?
He got 4.
Dude got 8 catches for 4 tubs, Skip.
Okay, I will give you this. They lost Honey Badger, and it was a huge loss because he is the quarterback and he is the playmaker, and I don't know how he does it.
And they lost another DB.
For a little while, but he came back. But the point was, Tyrann Mathieu he shows up where the ball is, and I don't know how he does it, but he is really good at what he does.
Right.
He's a better safety to me on ball hawk instincts than the 2 Buffalo safeties.
Well, they just, Skip, the way you play, and the Tampa gave you the blueprint. So we're going to play shell coverage. We're going to play cover 2. We're going to sit these guys deep, and we're not going to let Tyreek run past us. We're not going to let Harmon run past us. We don't believe Patrick Mahomes. You'll stay patient. You would do it for a little while. You do it for a quarter, maybe for a half. But are you going to do it for 4 quarters? And Skip, for 4 quarters, he was bing, bing, bing. Nothing down the field.
We didn't see anything like this from him the whole year until yesterday.
And that's what got him in trouble.
My Dallas Cowboys defense, as torturable as it could be, went up there and held him to 19, and you think, is that good enough? And my offense went 3 field goals in 12 tries, right? And that's it.
You guys turned him over, but what you guys could do, as opposed to what Buffalo couldn't do, you could pressure him. And Skip, yesterday, he scared him because he used his legs. He got that long run, he got a touchdown, and it was like, it's the Dickens to deal with guys that have arms like that. That's what makes Josh Allen so dangerous, Skip. Yeah, but Josh Allen is 6'5", 255. I ain't trying to tackle him.
And they call plays for him. They don't call design runs for Patrick. Those were scramble runs.
Why did Honey Badger lead the game? He tried to tackle that guy.
He did. He tried to tackle him, and he got concussed. He got concussed.
And so now,
he
Skip,
was gone in the first drive.
The first drive, yes. Yeah. So, Skip, we're dealing with guys that have arms like that can make throws. Skip, you really want to keep these guys in the pocket. Remember, we talked about it last week. Yeah. There are a handful of guys you want to keep them in the pocket. They can beat you from the pocket, but they'll kill you from the outside of the pocket. Both of these guys can do that. And Josh Allen was like pump faking, and Frank Clark like, I got him. No, you don't. Melvin Ingram was like, I got him. No, you don't. Everybody, and he was just like, kill him with his legs. But Skip, at some point in time, that's not on special teams, that's on the defense. Skip, if you're number one across the board, you can't allow a team to go 44 yards in 13 seconds. It's as simple as that, Skip. All that other stuff, squib. And then you're under the assumption that the squib kick is going to be perfect because you said, well, maybe we can pin it down at the 15 and somebody panic. There's a lot of hoping. Trust me, I don't really know the special team. I think it's Todd, but he's been with Andy for a long time. He's been a special team coach for almost 30 years. I'm sure we would huddle up in a situation like this, fall on it. That's all we do. If it's up in the air, we fair catch it. We don't want any time or as minimal time to run off the clock as possible. Skip, you're instructed of that. We go through all these scenarios. We talk about them in meeting. We walk through them at practice.
I'll take 2 seconds off the clock. That's all.
Skip, it was 2 seconds left. They still had 2 seconds.
Okay, final point. You picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win it all before the year. Then you completely left them in the dust during the year.
Can I get them back?
No, you cannot get them back. I wanted to see. Are you back on the bandwagon today?
Skip, they look good. Hey, I'm still, their defense still concerns me, Skip.
Now they are 7-point favorites at home over Joe Burrow and company. Who torched them, it was just, 3 weeks ago?
Well, they came back because at one point the score was like 28-7, wasn't it? I think it was 28-7. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Burrow threw 4 in that game. 446. Yikes. Okay.
It might be another game. This game coming up, it has the potential to top what we just saw in the divisional, which was the greatest divisional round, Skip. Every game ended with a last-second winning play. You're never going to see that again, Skip. At least we won't see it. Maybe somebody else will see it, but we're not going to see it.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.